Welcome back to the Vine Time Podcast, where we speak truth, heal loudly, and grow with intention. I'm your host, Donley Divine, and today I want to talk to the men who silently carry the weight of the world. The men who show up every day doing everything expected of them, providing, protecting, leading, yet still somehow get treated as if they're the problem. This episode is for the men who know that if they stopped financially, if they stopped holding the house together, everything would collapse. The ones who give their all, but rarely get respect in return. We're going to talk about why men need respect just as much as they need air, what respect for the head of the house actually looks like, and why men require alone time, not to escape, but to recharge mentally so they keep showing up strong. So let me ask you before we dive in, how much weight have you been carrying that no one ever bothered to see? Let's talk about it. So, as I stated, first thing I want to talk about is the men who do everything and how everything is expected of them, how they are expected to protect, provide, lead, yet are still treated as if they are the problem. Men, are you misunderstood? Do you feel unappreciated? Are you burning out in silence? Today, we're talking to the men who hold everything together, yet feel like no one sees their effort. The men who keep the lights on, the household stable, and the family safe, but still get labeled as the issue. The burden of being the man. You are expected to provide financially, expected to be emotionally stable, and expected to protect at all times. Put them hands up, put them dukes up. You are expected to lead without complaining and expected to sacrifice without acknowledgement. You see all these expectations that get put up on us. Now, there's a lot of double standards. Not bashing anybody, not trying to call or single anybody or any sex out. But let me ask you this. When women express stress, what do people usually say? Oh, they need support. All right, cool. Now, when men express stress, what do people usually say? Oh, they're weak, they're angry, or they're the problem. You wonder why so many men shut down emotionally and don't say anything. Because when men do say something, they become the problem. They're labeled things just because the fact that they said something, because they showed that they are human. What would happen if men stopped? I mean, everybody knows that men are the financial backbone of a relationship, shoot, probably of this society at this moment. Now, granted, equal rights, equal fights. Women contribute a lot. Not knocking y'all, not saying y'all don't, okay? Don't get it twisted. I respect y'all. I love y'all. But we are talking about men today, okay? Many households rely heavily on the man's income. It's true. I said many, not all, okay? So if a man stopped working tomorrow, bills wouldn't get paid. Food, shelter, security, it'd all be compromised, right? The entire structure of the home would be, what did Emmanuel say?
Shaky. Exactly.
It'd be shaken. Now, check this out. Men feel the pressure because they know the consequences. We understand the consequences of us giving up or even taking a break, how detrimental it can be to the family. That's the invisible role that men play. We handle the logistics, the safety, the physical labor, and the problem solving. Again, not saying that women cannot do that. Not saying that. I know a lot of women that can. Shoot, big up to my wife. That woman right there, she can shake and make some stuff happen. I mean, the physical labor, she just likes to see my muscles. The stress of having the family survival depends on you, the man. The mental weight that no one talks about is weighing on you. The men. You remember that movie El Canto, right? You got the big sister who's talking about the weight of the world is on her shoulders.
Your eyes doing the thing.
I'm as tough as the crust of the earth is.
I can imagine that that is how men feel. A lot of men feel that weight on their shoulders, and they choose not to speak about it. I saw a video the other day where it was a bunch of men, they got together and it was a safe space. They were practicing breathing techniques. I say that again, breathing techniques. Like, and I tell you, so many of these men broke down into tears. They were able to release it. Some of them were even, they were trying to hold in that weight and it came out and they collapsed. They fell into tears. Years of weight was released off of them by them having a safe space to be able to let it go. Respect to those men. Respect to them. And speaking of respect, men need respect. Why do men need respect? I'm so glad you asked. Let's talk about why respect matters and how it matters more than love. Now, check it. Love feels good. And I'm not talking about like that physical love, that lust, coitus, hunching type stuff. We ain't got to be swapping DNA and fluids to say that I love you. You can feel love. You can feel love when someone walks into the room. You can feel love by the way that a person looks at you. You can feel love by how someone talks to you. You can feel love by just being around someone. You can feel love by thinking about somebody. You can feel love without even being touched. Love is so much more than physical. I want y'all to know that. But respect is what keeps a man going. Respect acknowledges his effort, his leadership, his presence. How many of y'all don't feel like you're seen? How many of y'all don't feel like you're seen? Now, with it, I want to talk about how respect looks in the house. What respect to the head of the house looks like. Let's start there. Speaking to him with dignity. That's something that one we should be teaching all of our children to speak to anybody with dignity. That should just be something that should be instilled in children. That's something I'm sure you all can agree on. You see very little in the world now. Not belittling him in public or private. I'm not saying that everything's going to be positive, but we need to have that emotional intelligence and be able to choose our words wisely to convey the message that we need the person to understand, to feel inside, not understand, but they need to feel it internally as well. Trusting his judgment. Let me ask you this question. If you don't trust something that somebody does, is it safe to say you respect them? If you don't trust somebody, can you say you respect them?
Stop the cap.
Appreciating his sacrifices. We all have sacrifices, and not just men need to be appreciated for their sacrifices. In a relationship in general, there's a lot of things that both parties have sacrificed to come together in a loving relationship that y'all are in now. Not using his flaws as weapons.
When a man opens up, when he really opens up, don't you use what he said when he was open to prove a point when you want to win an argument. You will never hear the full story from us ever again. And we'll start say stuff like this. How are you? Good. I ain't good, but I just ain't telling you. Women, let me tell you something. Men are not emotionless. We have deep emotions. We just don't know how to express them. And let me tell you, if you make us feel unsafe, you'll never hear from us again. If I tell you something in a moment of vulnerability and you use it against me in an argument, you can forget me talking to you forever. And you keep talking about he quiet, he shut down, he's in his man cave, he won't open up, because when he did open up, you shut the door on him.
You know how sometimes you may be in having a heated discussion, possibly argument. Some people like to call it a debate. And now something that you told this person in confidence, they spun it back and used it as an attack against you. They used your flaw as a weapon. How many of y'all have had that happen to you? Can I get an amen? A good example of that is the Kendrick Lamar song "We Cry Together."
Oh God, you ain't giving me keys. Give me my fucking keys. Ah, now you mad at me. I got you hollering for nothing.
I do the same when we fucking.
Like that pussy you do.
I'd rather act like I'm coming.
I'd rather fuck on the truth.
I'd rather fuck like your cousin.
Bitch, you said you go fuck who?
You heard me, nigga.
I'm gonna tag that down. All right, definitely go look at it. I do not recommend having any children by you when you do. There's a lot of cuss words, but the message is powerful. Giving him room to lead. How are you going to allow a man to lead if you're constantly micromanaging or constantly breathing down his neck? It's the same way to where how are you going to allow a woman to be in her femininity if you're not creating an environment that she feels relaxed enough to where she can stop having to rely in being in her masculine state? Goes both ways. Not comparing him to other men. Because in true talk, no lie, if a woman is comparing you to another man, she either wants to be with that man, she's thinking about what it would be like being with that man, or she's plotting on how she can build her nest away from the one that y'all have. Just giving you game, all right? Game should be told, not sold. Just saying. Showing gratitude verbally and through actions. Listen to what people say and watch what they do. Now, when those two are aligned, you know that that is genuine. Challenging him with support and not disrespect. You have no idea how many times I have gone through and practiced this and recorded it and added and subtracted things. And I felt that the challenging him with support, not with disrespect, is something I need to spend a little more time on. Give some examples because very few people practice this. An example, let's say men, your partner comes through and is like, babe, come here, come here, come here.
Come here.
Look, I know you've been carrying a lot and you always show up for this family. I appreciate that more than you know. But I also see you starting to burn yourself out. I believe in you. And I know you're capable of even more when you're operating from a place of peace. How can I support you so you can lead without feeling overwhelmed? Aww. Now, what this does, that acknowledges his effort, shows respect. It challenges him with love, not criticism. You're also inviting teamwork. You're reassuring him he's still the leader. And it opens a door for communication instead of defensiveness. Now, granted, men, I'm sure there's a lot of ladies who want to be spoken to the same way. We don't need to exert our masculine selves onto them and talk to them in a way to where they feel as if they are lesser than us. Now, let me give a quick little example of challenging with disrespect, the unhealthy thing to do. You're supposed to be the man. Why can't you handle things better? You always get stressed. You're making things harder for everyone. What this does, you're attacking his identity. You are belittling him. It creates shame, not motivation. Makes him shut down. Turns challenge into conflict. I guess the best way to sum that up is challenging with support. I see you. I respect you. And I'm with you. And challenging with disrespect. You're failing and it's your fault. Challenging with disrespect is ultimately putting the blame on somebody, the pointing, the you. All right? Making them feel small by pointing out everything that they're doing wrong. Now, what does disrespect look like? The constant criticism, talking down to him, making him feel replaceable, expecting him to give everything while receiving nothing emotionally, undermining his decisions and treating him like he is never enough. Men, it's okay to be alone. Men require alone time. Now, let me talk a little bit of why men need solitude. Men process emotions internally. Alone time helps them reset, strategize, release stress, and it helps us rebuild mentally. For me, I like to disappear. I've been fighting and training Muay Thai for about 20 years now. Actually, a little over. Yeah, a little over 20 years now. And with that, I love to escape the boxes of my confinement and go hit things legally, of course. Hit things, aka bags, pads, people, legally. That right there is a form of meditation for me. It also helps me release stress. It builds my warrior ethos, my warrior mind, my warrior body, my warrior spirit. So when those three synergies end up rebuilding and reviving, reaching a point to where I feel complete, all points are touching. I feel clarity in my mind, rebuilding me mentally. I'm releasing physical stress, helping me physically. While at the same time, as I'm doing all of this, I'm resetting, I'm strategizing on what do I need to tackle next. That's strategizing. That's also me resetting. Men need this. And without this time, irritability and burnout increase. So, men, how many times have you been burned out because you never had the time to yourself? You were not allotted the time to yourself. It's okay, I'll wait. Solitude is not rejection. It's not them, us pulling away. It's not them, us trying to be strong for everyone. Alone time protects the family because it protects the men's mental stability. I say that again. Alone time protects the family because it protects the men's mental stability. Now, real quick, men, you got a woman. I want you to take this next part and pass it to the woman, all right? I've got a message to all the women. I'm gonna give you like 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Hello, ladies. How y'all doing? I'm glad that you're here. First of all, I want to say You are one of the luckiest women that I've never met to have a man that is right there and past you this part of the episode. This is an affirmation that I have for y'all to let y'all know a little bit into the inward workings of a man's mind, things that we would love to hear more and also see more of from our woman. So if you have a good man, appreciate him, respect him, support him, encourage him. Men break too, they just don't show it. A man who is respected will give everything he has to his home. Again, a man that is respected will give everything he has to his home. All right. I love you, ladies, but give it back to the man because this episode is for the men. Counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. All right, men, you back? All right. Thank you for joining me. Back. Welcome back to my TED Talk. This next part that I'm about to say is going to be the affirmation for us men. I want us to say this every day. Not just say it, believe it. In my Naruto voice, believe it. You ready? To every man listening who feels drained, who feels like the world only sees his mistakes and never his sacrifices, I see you. This platform sees you. You are not weak for feeling tired. You are human, and you deserve respect, peace, and appreciation. Keep standing strong, but don't suffer in silence. Your existence matters. Your work matters. You matter. You matter. You matter. If this episode spoke to you, share it with a brother who needs to hear it. Drop a comment about what men truly need but rarely receive down below. Join the Warriors of Love community, a place where we uplift each other, and subscribe to Divine Time and help us get these conversations heard. Much love and appreciated. Respect.
Hey, beautiful souls. If you love deep conversations about life, love, and spiritual growth, help us reach more like minded people. Like, comment, and share to push these powerful episodes through the algorithm. Let's build a community that thrives on wisdom and connection. Find us everywhere: YouTube at Danley_Divine, Facebook and Kick at Divine Time Podcast, and also follow the blog, divinetime.blog. If you're looking for your soul tribe, join our Telegram group, Warriors of Love. Together we rise. Divine Time is now.